Imagine you ride into a village with a papal seal and a stack of forms. Your mission? Not to save souls, but to collect denunciations, sow panic, and fill the coffers of the church. Did you know that the Inquisitor's main weapon is not the rack? It is his chancery, and that most of his wards avoided the fire by simply going ruin on fines. Welcome to bureaucratic hell. Today we will tear off the mask from the myth of the lone fanatic. The Inquisitor is not a fiery avenger. He is a cold official of terror, a lawyer who writes death sentences, a manager who counts profits from fear. We will analyze the nightmarish mechanism of the Inquisition, how it crippled lives, enriched the church, and why the smoke of the fires is only a small part of its chilling legacy. 13th century, Europe. The church is in a panic. The heresies of the Cathars and Waldenses are raging across France. The power of the Pope is cracking. The answer? Not prayers, but terror. The Holy Office is born, the Inquisition. This is not a spiritual police. It is a weapon of politics, an instrument of intimidation and robbery. The Inquisitor is its field agent. He arrived with a paper from the Pope, giving the right to arrest anyone on suspicion, torture, judge, and take away all property. Fear became law. What is an Inquisitor? He is not an evil monk. He is a magistrate bureaucrat in a cassock, most often a Dominican or Franciscan. His job? To find heretics, bring them back into the church, often under torture, and punish the stubborn. For Rome, he is the guardian of the faith and the golden shower of confiscated property. For the common man, terror incarnate. His power was absolute. He was feared more than the king's soldiers. He was the chief strangler of free thought and the purses of Europe. Stop. Forget the hysterics with torches. The reality of the Inquisitor is a cold, deadening bureaucracy. Judge Dredd in a cassock. His Bible is a charter, for example, Directorium Inquisitorum. Every step, calling witnesses, often anonymous, interrogation, confrontation, was recorded. The visibility of the law was created for the pre-doomed victim. Torture according to the instructions. Not wild sadism, but calculation. Used if there was evidence, gossip. It was impossible to kill or shed blood, hence the clean tortures. Stretching, strangulation, water, hot iron. The goal? Not pain, but confession and the names of others. The torture was not carried out by the Inquisitor, but by a hired executioner. Bonfire? Rarely, and for PR. Burning is an expensive event. Auto da fe. More common punishments were devastating fines, the family of a beggar, confiscation of everything, the main benefit of the church, eternal prison, walls of mercy, damp dungeons, a shameful cross on clothes, flogging. Bonfires were burned for stubborn people, or when it was necessary to scare the people. Hell of denunciation. The Inquisitor did not look for heretics. This was done for HIM. Neighbors out of envy, relatives out of revenge, well-wishers out of fear. An anonymous denunciation? Welcome. The system set people against each other, turning society into a madhouse of fear. And now, the nightmarish details that wouldn't fit into any blockbuster. Merciful strangulation. A repentant heretic could be mercifully strangled before throwing his body into the fire. This was called mercy. The main victims, not witches. At first, Christian heretics, Cathars, were burned. Then, Jews and Muslims who had formally accepted Christianity but were suspected of hidden faith, conversos, blasphemers, sodomites. Witches en masse later. The skeptical Inquisitor. Many Inquisitors, especially the first ones, didn't believe in witches. They considered it the delirium of old women. Bonfires for witches were already a mania of the 16th, 17th centuries. Children in the millstones. A child from the age of 12 could be tortured and burned. and their denunciations? Holy truth in the eyes of the court. Execution ... of a pig. Not only people were burned. A cow or a pig that had sent a curse could be sentenced to the stake as possessed by a demon. Purification by fire. Cannibalism of the system. An overzealous inquisitor who had made enemies or made a mistake could be accused of heresy and burned. The terror machine devoured its creators. So who is he? An inquisitor, not a fiery avenger of faith. He is an ice bureaucrat of hell, a cog in the machine where religion has become a screen for terror, the law an instrument of lawlessness, and fear gold. His true legacy? Not just the ashes of the fires. It is the poison of denunciation that has poisoned societies. It is the habit of stifling thought. It is a terrible lesson. How high ideals can become a justification for the most monstrous evil. Well, did the chilling bureaucracy of fear strike you? If yes, hit the like. This is the best signal. The truth, no matter how terrible, is more important than the myth. Subscribe mandatory ahead are Vikings. The truth behind the horned helmets. Life in the castle. Through the cracks of luxury and the Templars. Bankers at the stake. And urgently in the comments, what other system or institute of the past, hiding behind beautiful words, deserves to be exposed? Colonialism? Slavery? Absolutism? Right. The next issue may be at your request. Thank you for looking into this abyss with us.